I'm live. We in here. What's good? You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, All Rights Reserved. Excuse me for going a little late. I have tomorrow's time up. There's a special guest that's going to be coming on. This special guest, you don't want to miss it. Oh my goodness. And then when I get Queen on it, oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness, y'all. Yo. Shout out to the girl and the dude who was sending me mad pictures. There's a guy who was sending me mad pictures, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can get his name so I can give him the credit. Hold on real quick before I get into it, y'all. There's a guy that was sending me mad pictures. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is lit. This is lit. Oh my goodness. Ray, LML, and you call him Ray Cousins. Shout to Ray Cousins. You sent me mad pictures. Dog, this is crazy. From Bad Vibes Official, Bad Vibes Forever. Bad Vibes Forever Official. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You keep me up on that. And the Gekkoon page, you keep me up on that too. Also, hold on, y'all. Narrow Zom, shout to Narrow Zom sending me pictures. Shout to the Instagram, Genesis Sanchez. We live. We live in a lot more places, y'all. Not only am I live on YouTube, I'm live on Instagram. So if you rock with the Instagram channel, All Rights Reserved, greatest nation since United Nations. Now, I have somebody who was going to come on tonight. I don't know if he's still going to come on tonight, but I got to say this too. The guy who's going to come on tonight, when he gets a chance, if he's able to get on, yo, this is insane. The type of conversation we're planning to have, like, you don't have a clue, man. You don't have a clue. It gets deep. That's why I have to be careful. It gets deep. This one, me and him need to talk. Now, this one, I'm going to admit me and him need to talk off before we get on, because the topics we were discussing was just too crazy. Because everything in perspective, y'all. Like, when I say it puts everything in perspective, I'm saying it'll really, really set in for a lot of people. So that's why I got to be careful how I address this. I got to be careful. Shout to everybody on Instagram. Shout to everybody. I'm live on YouTube too. I'm getting my Instagram up. Now, here's what we need to discuss, and I'm going to discuss this quickly as possible. Excuse me. I have a late dinner happening. Beautiful company. Beautiful. I mean, beautiful. Honestly, I could live this way for the rest of my life, to be honest. That's how I feel, at least how I feel. But the discussion we were having, it's much deeper than Ja, like a lot of people were telling me. And I mean, a lot of you were telling me, and I'm really, really thankful y'all were saying what y'all were saying. But let's get this lit. Let's get lit. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a time that afternoon that I will be going live. And it's not going to be super late, and it's not going to be super long. It's going to be decent. It's not going to take up your day. But I know everybody's chilling tonight. Grab a drink movement. I got drinks waiting here. Grab a drink movement. And I wanted to kind of see if I did a random one to get that data. So this is data we're collecting. So don't take it to heart. Don't be mad. Hope everybody's grabbing a drink, chilling, and different things. So I'm going to get into it. Please, if you have any questions, hold them for tomorrow, please. Now, here's what we need to discuss. This is much bigger than what we know of. And this is shout to the guy. Hopefully we get you on tomorrow. Let me start off. I'm starting it off crazy. Is there alleged contracts that are set up that artists are expected to take out other artists. That's a crazy topic in itself. That's the underlying thought that I need in the back of everyone's head. And you'll understand why this is serious. Shout to Instagram Live. You know what time it is. Go TheCzarr, all rights reserved. Subscribe on YouTube. Are there parts of contracts that are now? I never thought of it, and I'm leaving that out there because when I talk to this guy and we getting him on, he's really going to tell his thoughts. Me and him have to talk first because there were some things he was saying that I don't want set up here yet. I can't have that set up here yet, just because the nature and the depth and what he was saying it's too much right now. It's too much. We have to come to some understanding and a consensus before I start talking about these type of topics so that we stay on target with that subject. But I'm going to go forward with what I wanted to talk about on this. Has anyone else noticed that these witnesses we were talking about all retracted their statements or got quiet? Some of them even said that they were allegedly getting threats. Now, I believe someone who's behind the threats going out is not really receiving the threats. From what I understand, someone who has the threats going out isn't really receiving threats, but playing like they are to play possum in the midst to see what everyone else is doing. Understand that. So if I'm sending out threats, okay, I could be having someone else send the threats while I'm in the middle of the threats going out. And then from my position, I'm aware and watching the actions of everyone else around and relaying it back to someone to tell them what I think about a person's next actions. Understand, I'm delving deep for you. I'm giving you a little bit. If you never read Art of War, I'm giving you a little synopsis of one of the many forms that are used within this persona and perception. So in a sense, I'm going to play victim, because if I am going to play victim, it's going to stop from someone else who is the true victim and the true predator from being revealed. You got to understand that is why I use the methods I use. That is why I did and said what I said. If you were with me from the beginning, this should all be a buildup for you understanding. I mentioned certain witnesses. I mentioned certain situations. I asked for certain things. I brought out certain topics, all for a reason. So you can put them together and see the spinning perception. You see, it's not cut and dry. But that's the thing. That's the very key you need to understand. When it's not cut and dry and it's not an average situation, that means there's an abnormal cause, abnormal motivations, and different things that may not be in line with what you and I understand. And it may be on a grander scale where the big money's at. Now, the big money just isn't me talking about the industry. The big money can be many different situations. For instance, the bigger money we could be talking about can be a contract or a deal on the backside. That's why this guy I'm talking to is huge, because it fits in line with my very thoughts on the situation. Remember why I asked a certain person was showing up certain places. Remember, I asked why certain suspects were asking for certain things that were abnormal. Remember, I said there were certain distractions and things, and I am aware of even distractions of people coming to me, narrating things the way they see it, and I see funny narrations in how they explain it in their perception. I'm not going to call you out. We spoke recently. Actually, you spoke to me recently. I just can't wrap my head around what you're saying because of certain things that don't line up. It's nothing personal. I have nothing against you. It's not some belief or me trying to take a shot at your character. It is literally my understanding that your perception and what you're delivering to me cannot be true. Now, if we ever get up here, I'm going to reach out to you. We can speak live. I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow. I look to speak live. And what we're going to talk about is very important. It's very important. Matter of fact, there's probably going to just be one other live stream tomorrow that's going to be huge. That is why I'm taking my time to talk to you guys now, so you get where I'm going. The public shall not be denied. I'm not going to deny you the understanding that a behind the scenes conversation needs to happen with the type of information, so I don't relay certain questions or certain topics that take us in a different route onto what we're really trying to get to. All of this is very critical when you're trying to delve into something like this, because we're not stepping on the toes of larger people. Matter of fact, we're bringing in the minds of larger people to see what their thoughts is on that which we're relaying to the public. That's a different scenario and stance in which we're going. I want you right now to think of all the artists revolving around X. Think of all the artists. Okay, so I want you to think of everyone who is an artist around X. Now think of how they fit into the nature of getting paid, making money. Think of what's required. It's obviously something required in order for them to make money. There's also something required in order for them to be on par with what it is that their album needs released, or on par with what it is that's requested of them. Think of all these things revolving. Now think of situations where X was turning down deals that were in the millions. It wasn't because of the money. Let's get that straight. It wasn't because of the money. Think in a larger scale. It was literally because of the type of deal and what it involved and entailed that he did not feel suitable to want to engage in it. Hit the like button coming through. Donate, support the platform. It's in the description of every video I've ever done. $, capital THE, capital CZARR. Shout to the woman that just donated. I did see it. Thank you. You donated before I went live. You did. I appreciate that. That's a huge assistance. I appreciate you. Support the channel. You guys think it's cut and dry? A lot of my videos get demonetized as I drop them, strictly off the titles that I'm talking about something. Understand that it's not cut and dry like that. They're like, oh, he got ads running. Most of those ads are lower level ads because I get demonetized. So they take away the better ads and run them on the news people station. But remember this, and the public shall not be denied. If I'm getting 100,000 views on one video, okay, understand the video I'm getting 80,000 plus views on, that's still making me the most money, more money than any of these videos I'm doing. So anyone telling you I'm clout chasing, it's a lie. It's making me more than the video I did with Diamonds Live every week. So don't think it's that cut and dry. Building an audience is key. Getting viewership is the key component to it, but that does not affiliate itself when certain topics are talked about. I don't deny my audience. My audience wants to hear certain topics until we get some type of revelation, and that's fine. That's what I do. But don't think you make big money just because I got 650,000 views. I worked hard to get that. That was hard work. Those were things. And just like you, I got family. I got a growing family. I got family goals. So when people talk about it, think of your politicians who sit up there and run $2-3 million necessities when they got millions in the bank. They're not spending their money to make money. They're using your money for them to get to a place they might even lose. Do you get that money returned when they lose? No. They spend it for something else. Pay off people who were working with them to help them do things. So when I ask for donations, it's a business model. It is me needing for the necessities of growth and continued content, and also to accomplish life goals, because I am going to get in a stable, specific place where I do live streams weekly. That is my current goal. And from that goal, where I can travel, go different places, go live, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. If I show up at these places with my video on, A lot will make more sense because I'm not a weak investigator. My investigation techniques are greater than that of those who actually do it for a living. I'm well aware of that. They are too. So don't think the hate's random. No, it's for a purpose. So don't think this is just here for me to be here. Oh, he's just talking about this. No, I'm doing it to show them how much greater I am than them. And in the same token, delivering information. I'm not doing clout chasing videos where clickbait. That's a technique for YouTube that you can do for the viewership. I don't do that. I don't clickbait you. I give you commentary in between because that's really me. That's who I am. There are a lot of people that fake, get up here and act a certain way, but when the camera cuts off, there's someone else. I don't do that. You see who I truly am. You see the emphasis I put on family, the emphasis I put on content, the emphasis I put on consistency. Support that so it can be more consistent, so you can get greater versions of that of which you're already seeing. Those are the things that a lot of content providers aren't going to give you because their focus is on you being who they want to see you be or doing something they like 24/7. Listen, I'm not lying about having made the ability of contact with multiple people. Matter of fact, stuff I try and relay to you guys, that's what I don't hide from you. Yes, I've made contact with other people. I've made contact with people who I know are at a higher echelon than me, higher echelon than anyone I've made contact with. That's why I talk to you this way, because you got to understand where my mindset is. Yeah, the goal is sponsorships. Okay, that's one of them. The goal is to further everything we're doing financially. That's a goal, to do these different things. Entertainment YouTubes make the least. They make the least off of this YouTube thing. Look it up. Before I did this, I looked up every aspect. I was well aware we'd make the least, but it didn't stop me from creating content and bringing things to you guys. Life happenings didn't stop me from producing. Matter of fact, the life that I'm currently living and who I'm influenced by is the continued battery that keeps me moving forward. That's what keeps me going. I love you guys, but that's what keeps me going. That's why I talk about the donation model. That's why I bring up donate. That's why I have those things going. Because unlike your favorite politician, I don't have a reason to lie to you. I don't have a reason to do any funny business. I'm not pending for some position. I built this channel from the ground up, from nothing. I don't have to do that. So the realness is what shows a person's true heart. And that's what I inspire. I have strong support systems and I love them, but they're morale-based. That is why we push the system we push with the donation model. So with that said, I want you to think about what I just told you. Everything's for a reason. Now think of everyone you know in a larger position. How are they utilizing their skills to push a movement rather than to push an agenda? Think about that. I teach you objectivism from one of the greatest media moguls to date, a living legend with media, how he does it. Now, think about the objectivism, telling you to speak your mind. Think how you feel. Always believe in what your belief is and walk that way. How many things are pushing against that? Even the music. How many? I have a question. If your favorite rapper right now got on a track talking about murder, murder, kill, kill, shoot 'em up, do this, do that, hustle. If they're doing those things, what is their freedom based on? Where's their freedom coming from to do these things and not be implicated even though they're rapping about it? No, greater question, an even better question. If I'm saying these things and I'm doing these things, How are they able to maintain their freedom versus me who gets hunted down after I do it? These are all synonymous things, and not everybody. Listen, I know, listen, I see everything. I know someone took their like away. You ain't got to like it. Matter of fact, sometimes it's on purpose that you guys are even there doing that. That doesn't bother me. I had a set plan and I stuck to it like a man. How many people switch up in their set plan just because someone dislikes them? But yet these are the same organizations talking about to stand against bullies. Hit that like button if you know what I'm talking about. To stand against bullies, to do this, do that. But then when their son's getting punked around or someone they love's getting slapped around, they want to then stand up for what's right. Now, let's get into what I had said. Again, I memorize everything. Memory. That's how I kick it on live stream. Riva Motorsports. I want you to think about this. These guys pled the fifth up front, asking me to show some credibility as being a real life investigator just to ask them questions. Why? And I wasn't asking specifics. I asked this very question. Do you have memorabilia or anything devoted to the lifelong memory of Tentacion since he was a good customer? Since you say he was like family, they said it. And since you want to say that you literally were just there when it happened, the guy immediately, I didn't even go into no detail. He cut me off and said, in order for me to talk about this, you need to have some credibility. Why would he do that? Let's get a bit deeper. Why is it that, and I know when they're alluding to me, look, I know when you're alluding to me. If you're someone of any status and you were thinking of me, I caught you. Because I'm a very perceptive young man. I was taught to think on the go, think on the move. I perceived you before it even happened. I seen you before you chose to say it. I knew you were going to mention it in an off-brand way. I knew you were. I'm different. I'm not like everybody else around you. I'm very perceptive. The only way I explain it to you is that I'm in touch with what being a Gemini entails and how to utilize that to a benefit. I'm very perceptive. I seen how you were moving after, before, during. I watched all these things. So the little stuff that's supposed to be throwing people off, that doesn't work. Not for me. Matter of fact, you trying to do that makes me look deeper into you. So the distractions and stuff people were doing, none of that saved anything. That only made my perception stronger that something was really going on. It only gave me more insight that something else was of relevancy. But that's the type of things I'm talking about. You just never know with these situations. You never know. You don't. It really can get you randomly at times. It can hit you at times random. But that's why I speak how I do. Because I know what those things entail. I know the different situations. I'm well aware of the different things going on, whether it's in the industry, whether it has to do with real life, whether it's influence. I came across influential people just in a work life that know nothing about this, wearing this hat and the interactions and stuff they wanted to do. Now, I don't know if they really knew me because they were a major owner, but they wanted to sit down, talk over dinner, do different things. I'm well aware of the nature of the industry and the nature of contact and what it means. I'm on a grind for my own self just to be able to give a platform and outlet to allow others to accomplish what they have set up. If you don't live your life to see others accomplish, what are you here for? And a lot of times we see these entities are selfish. They want something in return to gain when they need nothing. They don't do it genuine from the heart. But there are some people that do it genuine from the heart. They have a business model they follow. They don't just make it tailored to whoever comes up, depending on who they are. They make it tailored to their beliefs. That's the difference. That's what you got to respect. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people that have some sort of thought and feeling about the way things were done. But ultimately, how would they have done it different? Just like the people who hop in comments and criticize. They criticize all the time, but they don't have no proof, don't have no way things could have changed, don't even care to discuss it. Yet they'll take shots at everything you're doing. That shows their character. That's not how we are here. We're free, open, and we believe in speech. We believe in critical thinking. We believe in the America we created. And wherever you are in the world, that you are able to speak in some sort of way, shape, and fashion, chasing your dreams. It's not that simple. We are speaking about an artist who was the very essence and embodiment of this. And he's taken out. What does that mean? That means that someone wants that mentality to, at least within the industry of where it occurs, to no longer be. We've seen many greats taken off of many platforms and things because they speak their mind. Not mostly because it's negative, but because of how they address things. That is why I took to objectivism. Because even if you consider that you don't like what I talk about, you are free to say that. Now, when have I taken someone off? When they slandered me, when they spoke like they knew me and they knew me not, I took them out. The same way any entity or mindset would, because you're saying things about me that aren't true or either are in a way to harm what it is I'm doing. And it's not criticism. It's not even skepticism. It's direct borderline from my opinion, turning it at you to make a threat. Think of the difference. Think of the mentalities. Think of how I speak to you, the way I speak to you versus how they hopped in comments to speak. Does it not show you the difference? We are a nation built on principle, character, justice. Yet the very individuals get support to attack someone for embodying that nature. So my question to you, minus your MAGA hat, are you truly an American? Are you someone that loves the country they're in, that speaks on their beliefs, that encourages the greater accomplishment of others? Or are you a distraction to the American dream and encouraging others to pursue it at their own free will? These are all characteristics that float. Some people accept it, some people make excuses for it. But all in all, it is the principle that the forefathers worked on, not simply by race, not by beliefs or acquisition, but off of the nature, what is done to your fellow man should be in good intentions. Do you understand that? Look at the intentions and the revolving character around not only Tentacion, but that exists now. Look at these people. Look at different people. That is how you discern who's genuine. That is how you discern who's really speaking with perception and who's speaking in terms to dissuade you, to distract you, to make you believe something you may not really believe, but to think it true because you can't prove it untrue. And I say that, look, listen, I'm going to show you how real I am. I say that to look at it through the eyes of those throwing slander at me. What motive and purpose would I have to hop in on a channel, disliking consistently, daily, just to show up? It is a personal gripe. Is it jealousy? Is it hatred? Not that I'm saying I'm someone you should feel that about, but think about it. Is that it? Are those factors or not?